Your body says 95. I still dey follow you, I don't know why. Na, oh, you be bad. My baby, make you go chill for Dubai. Roll on for me, make you roll that in for me. Bella Roma Bugatti, she cussing tsunami. Come on, roll on for me, make you roll that in for me. Bella Roma Bugatti, she cussing tsunami. Oh, you dey make them bow low. Hey, your body, yo, everyone can load. Hey, oh, you dey make them bow low. Hey, your body, yo, everyone can load.
Good evening to you, good evening to you all. It's Africanna Radio, the online radio program. On Monday, the 2nd of May 2017. This is Africanna Radio. We are just about to bring you our usual Monday evening program, our social issues program that we bring to you on Africanna Radio. This program comes to you on every Monday between the hours of 8 and 10, and it's presented by Mr. Kofi Kula. This program is presented by Mr. Kofi Kula on Africanna Radio. And my name is Mr. D. Of course, I'm the host here. The topic for tonight is about single parenting. Tonight's topic is about single parenting. This is Africanna Radio, your online radio portal. The topic is our social issues program that we bring to you each and every Monday between the hours of 8 and 9. The single parenting, being a single parent after separation. Who is to blame? Who is to be blamed? And what are the causes of separation? These are questions that Mr. Kofi Kula is putting across. What are the theories of separation? Does parents think about their children when separating? The challenges of single parenting. What are some of the challenges for children with single parenting? What does research says about children who grew up in a single parenting home to children who grew up in both parents? And who is likely to do better in life? Arguments for and against, your views and experiences. This is Mr. Kofi Kula bringing you these issues on Africanna Radio each and every Monday between the hours of 8 and 10. Mr. Kofi Kula, if you can hear me, good evening to you on Africanna Radio.
I wanted to talk to you
before you carry on. Okay. Right, hold on 1 second, please. Can you hold on 1 second? Hold on 1 second. Kula, if I open the lines to you, hold on. Hold on 1 second. No, hold on, you are still coming on the air because your line is on. Okay. Hold on. Okay, yeah, go ahead. Yeah, I've done all that. That's why I was doing it. I've done all that. So yeah, call again, and then I've done it. So you, anyway, you're going on air because the YouTube is on. Hello, this is Africanna Radio. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Kofi Kula is on the line. This program is being streamed on Africanna Radio on YouTube. It's also being streamed at on a Facebook, Dominic Dunfair's wall, Mr. Kufikula's wall, and of course we are streaming live on YouTube. YouTube Africana Radio. If you go to YouTube and type in Africana Radio, we are also being streaming live over there as well. Mr. Kofi Kula. There seems to be a bit of noise at your background. Please check. Right. Can you hear me, sir? Okay. I probably need to share it here. Are you playing music at your background? No. Are you playing any music at your background? You're not playing music. Okay. It seems to be. Okay. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Hold on a second, please. Hold on. Yeah, hold on, because there seems to be some music at the background. I don't know where it's coming from. Hold on one second, please, sir. Okay, that's fine. I'm trying to sort it out here, please. That's right, yeah. You get on the Facebook, Dominic Dunfair. Dominic Dunfair's wall. Just once again. I'm sorry about that, listeners. I'm having some technical hitches right here, and I'm just trying to resolve it. And as soon as it's resolved, we will start the program. I'm so sorry about the delay. Okay, that's fine. Kofi, I may drop your call 1 minute, please. Sorry about that. This is Africana Radio. I'm sorry, I'm having some technical hitches right here, and of course, as soon as it's resolved, we will bring you the program. This is Africana Radio. Today is Monday, the 22nd of 5th, 2017, and our social issue program that we bring to you every Monday evening here. My name is Mr. D, and as I said, Mr. Kofi Kula is just about to bring you the program entitled Single Parenting. The impact that single parenting has on children, the effects that comes on the parents who suffers, and who is to be blamed? Is it a man or the woman? And the research that has come up with the research that talks about the effects, the causes of separation, the theories that the academians have come up with. We're going to hear all this from Mr. Kofi Kula. This is Africana Radio, your online radio portal. Today's topic, single parenting. Being a single parent after separation. What are the theories of separation? Does parents think about their children when separated? Some parents do say that, because of, and for the sake of our children, whatever that is, of course, going on in this parenting, some parents think it's a good idea. Some say that it's not. So all is going to be said tonight by Mr. Kofi Kula. I'm having some technical hitches, but I'm sure very soon everything will be set up for the program. So please do exercise patience with me here, as I'm just one person, doing 2 or 3 things at a time. But we will soon resolve and we will continue with the program. This is Africanna Radio, your online radio portal. My name is Mr. D, and the program is being presented by Mr. Kofi Kula, a social worker. Of course, we have some important so very soon we will set up. Everything will be ready for Mr. Kofi Kula. Just please bear with me, and then I'm just trying to set everything up, and then I'll get back to you. Please just bear with me for about the next minute or two, and we will. Now, please, Mr. Kofi Kula, try to call on the Skype. Now you can call on the Skype, and let's see if I can link you up, please. Mr. Kofi Kula, if you can hear me, please call on the Skype. Please call on the Skype, and then I will link you up. Mr. Kula, please call me on the Skype, and I will link you up. I think it is set up now. Yeah. 1 second, please. This is Africanna Radio. Sorry about that. I'll be with you soon. Just having some technical hitches. And then soon we will set up. And then yeah, just very soon. This is on your online portal, Africanna Radio. Just trying to put things straight up here. Please bear me out. With technology, anything can happen. Sometimes it behaves very well, sometimes it doesn't. That's all the same. I will do my best to make sure everything falls in order. This is Mr. D on the hot seat right here on Africanna Radio, your online radio portal. So please bear me out. So I'm trying to connect Mr. Kofi Kula on Africanna Radio to bring us a program entitled Single Parenting. The effects on single parenting. I know Mr. Kofi Kula is trying to get me on the phone. Please bear me out. I'm still experiencing some problem. Please bear me out. Keep calling on the Skype. As soon as it's set up, I will answer your call. So please keep trying. Call the Skype. It should be working by now. So please call the Skype. Mr. Kula, please call the Skype. This is Africanna Radio. Sorry about the listeners. I'm just being hot here today for some reason. I'm sure very soon we should be airing on the program. Please call again. Call the Skype. This is Africanna Radio. Please call again. Call again. It should be working. Call again. Yeah, call again, please. Yeah. This Africanna Radio online radio portal. All right, it looks like it's coming through now. Mr. Kofi Kula, can you hear me on Africanna Radio? Right. Okay, that's fine. Sorry to your our listeners. We're having some, like I said, that there was some problem on the internet connection, and then Mr. Kula, I think check your video connection because I cannot see you. Um, can you see me, Mr. Kula?
Yeah, I can see.
You can see me. Okay. I cannot see you. Okay, go ahead. Once you want, you know, once they can hear us, you carry on. Just carry on, sir. It's just that you're not. For some reason, I cannot see you. Yeah, but you carry on, sir.
Yeah, I can see. So, I hope that is fine.
It's the fact that I cannot see you for some reason. The video is off.
That is the thing.
Sorry, I cannot. Check. No, check you.
See your head.
Yeah, no, check your video, please. Check your video for some reason. Okay, let me see. Okay, but I cannot see you. Okay, go ahead, sir.
The thing is, on
Um,
Facebook, my style photo, will check your connection and tell you the way you run your connection. Okay, I will carry on while you find.
yes, you carry on also things that yeah.
Thank you everyone for your patience and also for the delay in this program, new program. Um, Dominic, as you can see, like I said, if you check it, you said you will then notice
Yep.
what is happening there.
Okay, you carry on. I'll see. I'll try to resolve it.
Today, we're talking about single parenting, um, and we'll be looking at single parenting, um, the causes of separation, that is having impact on children, that parenting of their children and its impact when, considering separating. They take all these things into consideration. But before we go on, I would like to ask God that give us a prayer. So, Naomi is going to do a little prayer for us to start the program and to bless this program for us. Dominic, I don't think people are hearing you on the page. This is the program. I'm not sure either you are live or you are not.
Can you carry on, please? Can you carry on, please? I can see them live here.
Yeah, okay. My daughter is going to give us a prayer about death. So, if Naomi, can you pray for us for this?
Dear Jesus, I thank you for today and to bless everyone listening to this program. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen. Well done, girl.
Amen. Thank you, Naomi, for your prayers and also for uh, uh, praying for us for this program. I would like to apologize again for the delay, like I said, in terms of starting the program. And I believe that today we will learn a lot about single parenting and its impact on children. Um, if you are about to become a single parent, you know, you may think that you are alone. The worry of having to provide solely for your children of your own income can be overwhelming. To become both mother and father to your children and to try to provide them with everything that they need may be only thing on your mind. You may think that it's your fault that your children will be growing up with you as a single parent. However, the reason for single parenting are not as narrow as you may think. There may be so many reasons why many people become single parents. So today we have to first look at single parenting. But before we go to start that, I would also like to thank our sponsors, Cooler Guest House, Africanna Accountancy Firm, Full Gospel Hall, and Dominion Tutors for their continuous support for this program. Today we will also be having Larry on the program. Larry is a life coach and a motivational speaker who will come on to talk about the impact of single parenting, and if children grew up in single parenting home, are they likely to achieve as much as children who grew up in a two-parent home? And also we'll be having Carol on the program, and Carol will also be coming on. Carol is a therapist, and she will be giving us her views about therapeutic support that children who may have experienced emotional difficulties or difficulties due to their parents' depression, and also being brought up in a single parent home, and maybe what support they may need. The most emphasized, we will also look at in terms of children who grew up in two-parent home. Are they more likely to do better than children who grew up in a single parent home? What does research says about that? So it's very interesting today, and I would like to apologize for the delay in starting the program. We feel that by the time we finish this program today, we would have learned have some awareness about single parents and their experiences in the community. So when we say single parent, what do we mean? When we say that someone is single parent, Mr. D, what do we mean when we say someone is single parent?
I have double attention here, my brother. Please carry on with it, and let me just try to resolve this, please. And please do.
Okay.
Please do.
Sorry when we say single parent, that means a person bringing up a child or children without a partner. Other definition of single parent is that someone who has a child or children but no husband, wife, or partner who lives with them. In this day and age, in the 21st century, we have a number of parents who are bringing children up alone. And they also have their own challenges. A mother is more often the primary caregiver in a single parent family structure that has arisen due to death of the partner, intentional artificial insemination, divorce, or unplanned pregnancy. Historically, death of a partner was a major cause of single parenting. However, this day and age, in terms of the 21st century, that's what I meant, it's very common in terms of parents who may be alone. So what we need to look at is that what does research says in the UK, and also what does research says in the US and other parts of the world about single parenting. According to US Census Bureau, 3 out of about 12 million single parents families, they have about what? 12 million single parent family in 2016. That is a lot indeed. That is a lot. Looking at it, and what they said is that more than 80% were headed by single mothers. Today, 1 in 4 children under the age of 18, a total of about 17.2 million, are being raised without a father. So looking at it, it's a very high number indeed. And what does research say about UK? In the UK, there are around 2 million single parents. They make up a quarter of families with dependent children. Of the 1.8 single parent households in Britain, 650,000 of them are not in any sort of work. So the number is very, very high. Single parent families reach 2 million mark in the UK according to research. The number of single parent families in Britain has reached this official figure. And in Britain, if you live in Britain, what they are saying is that Britain is one of the highest place of becoming a single parent in Europe. And the Office of National Statistics said that while almost 8 million people are living alone, the figures highlight that continued decline in popularity of marriage. Despite claim that it provides the most stable background for children and attempt to promote it by leading politicians, including David Cameron. So what they're saying is that in the UK, the number is really high. And if you live in the UK, there is a high risk of people becoming, single parents due to the number of children, families who are single parents. And if I can ask, why so? Why is it that? Why is it that so many children in the UK, are living in a single parents' home? Why do we have so many children or families in single families home? What are the causes of one becoming a single parent? Is it a way of not knowing how to live together? Is it a way of not knowing how to live with each other or compromise with each other? What do we do? It's the case of, we will go into it, but will people who grew up in two-parent home, are they more likely to do well and better than people who live in a single-parent home? So what do we do? What do we do here in terms of changing things? What is the government policy around single parenting? And Are you a single parent? And are you worried about raising your children on your own? Are you worried about single parenthood or the act of raising a child or children with only one parent in the house? Is it because of the argument that with just one parent, what can be done to change this perception? Although married couples is still seen as the most common family in the UK or other parts of the world, their number is declining as more relationship break down and fewer couples choose to wed. So research suggests that people are choosing not to marry. Mr. D, I still can't see thing on there. I mean, like I said to you.
Well, it is the way that you made your call. Please, there's nothing I can do right now. The way you made the call, I don't think I've done everything, and I cannot see you.
You have to do not from here. So what we're saying is that people in this day and age, are more likely not to go into relationship. They're more likely to remain single parents, and we want to know the causes of it. I mean, one of the reasons why people maybe single parents is what? Is maybe a death of a partner, where their partner may pass away, and then they will be left with the responsibility of caring for the children, or caring for the child. In that way, either you are a male or female, then you are left with that responsibility. Then the other way is that of people becoming a single parents could be through divorce, parents not being able to live together, and that also could be a factor in terms of the children the leading to separation. Then we also have issues about people who may go into relationship without planning. So they go into relationship, then they get pregnant, and then they experience, they get pregnant, then they decide to have the children, and then they have the child, and then the person involved may be willing to maybe care for the child, so therefore they will be left as single parents. In the past, there was a concept in the UK whereby they were saying that people may want to get pregnant for council houses, but in my view, that is not the case. My view.
Well, it used to be. I think somewhere in the mid '80s, it used to be the policies, the policy of the council, that those women or those girls who have children were the priority for the council to house them. So that was why some people made it as a point that if you become pregnant or if you're a single parent, then you are more prioritized to be given the council house. So in the mid '80s, I think it was a policy of the council by housing those single parents, and then I think at some point the conservative came in, and then that policy was reversed.
Yes, I mean, obviously, government policy about single parenting, and the drive for single parenting, and the causes of single parenting. Now, one of the causes is obviously we spoke about is that people can become single parents for various reasons: pressure of the house, not being able to contend with each other. Some women argue that the men are not able to take responsibility and they run away. And some have argued more recently to me that, oh, they feel that in terms of pressure, and other partners are not able to take those pressure, or they may decide to then run off. So some blame responsibility, people not wanting responsibility. And some choose, obviously, they can go to the hospital, Mr. D, and decide, to have insemination, artificial insemination, and have the child. And obviously, they will not have a figure or a father in the house, and that could be one of the reasons why people have. So there are many people have opinions about being a single parent.
Well, sometimes it can also occur as a result of death. Um, one of the parents, can be demised, and then as a result of that, one becomes a single parent.
Yeah. So, what are the issues for the children who are from single parenthood? Children struggling a little in school, and sometimes research suggests that you know um, children who grew up in a single parenthood may experience difficulties. If there are no role models there in that household to support them. You know, for instance, a mother have to juggle between work and caring for the children, and that may become a very high struggle for the family. And then this may lead to the family experiencing difficulties. You can imagine that a mother with 3 children or 4 or 2 children, Mr. D, going to work and caring for the children in that manner, paying for um, everything themselves, where they are not even the people involved are not paying any maintenance. That
No,
could be.
some fathers are also going through the same experiences, and
Yes,
a single parent is a single parent.
I understand. I'm not talking about that one-sided. It's both sides. And I know that there is a number. I even have friends who are also bringing up their children as men on their own with no maintenance. So in the 21st century, this is a challenge, and it's a big challenge, for many, that bringing up children on their own. Some studies have shown that children in single-parent households don't do as well as their peers who live in two-parent households. Is, is this concept true? And
Can
what
you
they
can
say
you
is, on
can you
average,
can
children of
can
single
you repeat?
parents don't do as well academically,
Okay.
socially, or emotionally. However, there are research which also say that children who grow up in a two-parent home may also experience the same difficulties. So the argument is, if you are a single parent, what do you have to do to make your children to be able to be as successful as children who grew up in a two-parent home? Research suggests that children of single parents um, don't do as well, like I said, as their peers, you know. But we have to put some things in mind. Those studies are based on what? Statistical averages, and that we should not go by these statistics. But what I think we should do is to be able to have role modeling people who may be able and support you either through your friendship association, maybe either through your in the community, your family, within your family support. Then obviously you'll be able to get the necessary support to care for your children as a single parent. But without those support, and if your family is isolated, then obviously this could impact on the children. So, what are the issues for the parents? As a parent, do you feel better knowing that your daughter or your son is likely to turn out well? But being a single parent can be very, very stressful. They said, you know, juggling work with childcare, helping your children with school activities, planning, cooking meals, paying all the bills. Do you sometimes feel that you cannot do it alone? I mean, some people feel that they are, at a point whereby, Mr. D, they are struggling.
Yeah.
They feel that putting all these things together, they never have time for themselves. They are always on the go, you know. And this is it something that is good for the children? Is this for the children to experience a high tension environment, everything in a rush, or can this be done with the routines and boundaries in place? You know, consistent routines and boundaries in place.
Mm.
You know, so single parents experience parenthood differently from parents with a partner or spouse. Studies have shown that single parents are more likely to live in poverty and to be depressed or anxious, which might partly be due to poverty as opposed to single parenthood. So, what are we saying, Mr. D? What are we saying? Are we saying that um, being a single parent is a struggle? Are we saying that parents
I
who are
mean,
single parents
of course,
face more
it's
challenges?
it's
Because when it too,
it's I mean
you are cutting off, Mr. D.
it's a struggle because if you look at it from a different perspective, you can see that well, there's a saying that two heads are better than one, or
Can you
two.
put the speaker in? It's cutting off.
Yeah, what I'm saying is there's a saying that two heads are better than one, and of course, many hands can work much more easier than, of course, few hands. Meaning, two people, it will be much more easier for two people to be bringing up children, than just one person. So of course, I mean, it's a struggle. It's a struggle for some people because bringing up children, especially in this Western world, is not easy, even for the two people. And how much more just one person, with his or her own problems that he or she is going through, and still bringing up children on their own. It's not easy. Yeah, actually it's something very traumatic to some people. So yes, it's a struggle.
It's a struggle,
It's a struggle.
and from my understanding, when two people are in the house, many people feel that what, two people being in the house, they share responsibility, they share the finances, they share the household tax. Whereas when it's a single parent, obviously, then they have to do it alone. So then it will become very pressurized, and depending on your person's social interaction or participation in the community, that can also be.
Can you just pause
Uh,
can you pause 1 second, please? Sorry about that. Those of us watching us on YouTube and then the Facebook, I'm struggling to to project, especially Mr. Cooler, for you guys to see him. I'm struggling here, so please forgive me as I've done all what I can, but yet still it's not coming on well. So I'm still trying. I'm still trying. Okay, Mr. Cooler, please go ahead.
um, yeah, so the whole thing is that um, can you see me now, Mr.
Okay,
D?
that's right. Yeah, you're all right now. It was from your. Now go ahead. Go back to where you went before, because go back to where you
Yeah,
exactly
yeah.
now. That's fine. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Oh no, it's gone. Is it gone?
No, it's all right now. It's all right
It's
because
all right.
it's all right here from here.
All right. Thank you, viewers, for this. This technology is becoming a thing, any. Yes, what it is that, like I was saying, is that it's important that um, we support our single parents in some way. However, some single parents are doing well in the community, just like as two-parent home. But the analysis is that in a two-parent home, research suggests that some research suggests that they are more likely to do better than a single-parent home. What research is saying is that say, single parents will more likely experience parenthood differently from parents with a partner or spouse, Mr. D. And what they're saying is that studies have shown that single parents are more likely to live in poverty. Is it true that if one is a single parent, they are more likely to live in poverty? Are we arguing on that basis? I don't think so. That that when one is single parent in the 21st century, we will look into that. And what they're saying is that, and to be depressed or anxious, what they're saying is that as a single parent, they're more likely to be anxious about things. Yeah, some of them, they may not have anybody to go to, or they may not have friendship in the community. Their association in the community may be different. So obviously, all this could contribute to in terms of what do you call it? In terms of making it difficult for them and also their participation in the community. And they said that many single parents have to work hard to provide for their families. So what are some of the challenges for single parents? Most single parents claim that there is not enough time in the day to do anything for themselves. Would you agree with that, Mr. D? That as a single
Yes,
parent,
it is true. Absolutely true.
that
Yeah.
when they get home, there is not enough time for them to do anything.
No, because they're just one person. Look, looking after children itself is a full time work. It's not, I mean, I mean, if you haven't been through, you wouldn't know. It's a full time work by itself, and then you are also working. It's the same single hand that is doing everything in the house. Every single thing that has to be done by the couple is being done by just one person. So yes, they don't have time for themselves. Some of
Yeah,
them,
and well, it says that making time count. Most single parents may need to work to support their families. Working full time might reduce the time they may have or spend with their children, which may or may not have a negative effect on the family. So what they're saying is that as a single parent, they may experience these difficulties. They may have time and they may experience difficulties because of working full time work or being working part time job and maybe have 4 children, 2 children, where you may have to care for them. And juggling between them. The person come from work, they are tired, Mr. D, but they can't sit down. They still have to cook for the children. They
that
still have to do the household.
that is why I
Yeah.
was saying that looking after the children by itself is a full time. It's a full time work because better the man the household duties is all done by just one person.
Well, the issue is that this is where the issue comes. The issue is that this means that they may spend less quality time with the children.
Mm-hmm.
And what does research say? It says that in homes where the parent doesn't allocate enough quality time for the children, there may be behavior problems, and this may result in the children experiencing academic performance, and they may also, according to the authors of journal article, they may experience a number of behavior difficulties because that bond is not there, that attachment, the interaction, parent and child relationship, that relationship is not there. Communication is poor. You come from work, you are not spending enough time with your children, you are not doing any activities with them, so this may affect, according to research, the children behavior, and it's something that we need to look at as parents, and I think that we need to look at these things to help us in terms of our interaction with our children. It's important. Kids may enjoy relationship with other family members, such as grandparents, but not everybody may have a grandparent that will be looking after the children. Not everybody may have an uncle or an auntie who may be supporting them to care for their children. Not everybody may have friends who may have to. Mr. D, there was I know someone who was telling me that they take their children to childcare. It was they have to get the child by 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
Mr. D.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And what she's saying is she was stuck in the traffic.
Yeah.
She finished work on time. Her job finished 5 o'clock, and she normally picked the child up.
Yeah.
Now because she was stuck in the traffic, by getting the nursery placement, she received a number of calls, and she said that the nursery was threatening her. Threatening her various and saying that they're gonna charge her this amount because the child is late and this and that.
That's true.
And all these things affect that person.
Mm.
So when this person get home, their approach, their attitude, and everything it changed because there's too much pressure
That's
for
true.
them.
Yeah.
And this also then affect the parent-child interaction. And I think it's important that we are aware of this thing. And some single parents say that it's very stressing. They feel anxious and stressed. And this by juggling all these things together, and it makes them very difficult, in terms of sharing things. And what they're saying is that single parent household can also struggle with stress from financial strain because one person doing it all,
Yeah.
is not easy for them. They feel that they can't look on the left. Some say they can't look on the right, and who do they go to? And it makes it difficult for them.
Yeah.
And if you are a single parent watching this program or listening to us today, your contribution will be important to us for us to share your experiences so that others may be able to learn from.
Can I put the
So
number?
join us.
Can you hold on? Can you hold on 1 second, please, sir?
Parent.
Can you hold on 1 second, please? If anybody would like to join us on this program here, the number to call is 01223 926804. I repeat, 01223 926804. And we also have a WhatsApp line or mobile line. If you can send us a text message, we will read it out. 07473 865 402. I repeat, 07473 865 402. You can also reach us on Facebook, Dominic Dunford's Wall, and of course, YouTube live streaming. Mr. Kofikula, also you can also reach him on his Facebook wall. Let me acknowledge these people who are watching us on Facebook. Mr. Bafwewa, Adelaide Adai, Cynthia Davis, Josephine Kumson, Francis Anochi, Richard Asari. These are the people watching us on Facebook.
Shakamuna.
Thank you so much for listening to us. And please keep sharing this so that of course others can join in. This is a very good topic.
Goodwill Ajay, Honorable Tabi Taku. We thank you, Kwame Sapon. We thank you for watching. Quincy Kojo Danso, which is our own Papa. Thank you very much. Nana Ekia Abrefri, Diana Mensa of US, Nana Danso Wafo, my brother, Nana Kwame Pipra of Mohase, my soul brother as well. So what they say, research says that single parent homes often struggle in this area because one parent is striving to do the task alone instead of sharing with another parent. So we may struggle, anyone who is a single parent may struggle in some areas. Children living with one parent instead of two parents are at a higher risk for neglect. Would you agree with that? According to research, it says that children who live with a single parent are at a higher risk of what?
Yeah.
Of neglect. For neglect. This is what research is saying. What they're saying is that if children in a single parent household don't receive adequate supervision, because of that, their parents are working, they may develop behavior problems, and because obviously they are not seeing their parents enough, Mr. D.
Yeah.
They are not having this kind of bond, this interaction, this parents-child relationship.
Yeah.
And everything is by maybe on the telephone. Some parents have children who may go to the nursery or they go to school, they come home, they spend maybe less hours with them.
Yeah.
So that some parents don't even spend 2 hours with their children in the evening. So the children spend more time outside than at home. So what the research is saying is that children who are more likely to have a less supervision, where the children are doing things themselves, are more likely to develop behavior problems. And it's something that we need to. They said behavior problems could occur. Ideally, parents may not know where children are, what they are doing, and who they are with. So if you are a parent who is working all the time where your children are in the street and you don't know what they are doing, or they are on the internet playing some games, we don't know what games they are playing, we don't know who they are communicating with, that could also lead to child sexual exploitation, whereby the children may be communicating with people they may not have to. They may be watching adult programs, which is more than their age and appropriate. They may be doing a lot of things which could affect them. The single parent schedule may be so busy that the parents become less involved with the children and their school. activities because you are so busy as a parent. You know, you may not even have time to do a number of things with your children, and then this could affect them. So this is the argument for single parenting, that when you are a single parent, it takes your time, it takes your energy, it takes your ability to do things. And why do some parents don't get support from the other partners, Mr. D? You know, it's too bad one person didn't make it. You know, they have the children, but then due to separation, one decided that they don't want to be involved, Mr. D.
Mm-hmm.
Either they are married or not married. And why does the other party decide not to support the other party, Mr. D? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Go ahead. Notice the question again. I've got double attention here. Sorry about that. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is, in many cases, you know, whereby apart from people who may, I'm really sorry about Mr. Francis Anochi, our own Nero, who lost his wife years ago. You know, it's an experience. He has been single-handedly bringing up his children. And Nero, we appreciate all your hard work. We respect you very well, and you've done a good job by bringing these children up. And you know, you brought them up, and they are very good citizens to the society and the community, and a true role models. And I have to a thumbs up for you for your good work. Now, you experience things like this, Mr. D.
He probably needs a medal.
Whereby people even have partners where they have run away. Mr. D, I have a case where what do you call it? Someone was telling me, you know, it was a friend, and what he said is that he woke up in the morning, Mr. D, and his wife was gone.
Yeah.
The wife was gone with 2 children, Mr. D, for him to look careful.
Yeah.
Now, in cases like this, he thought the wife was this man said that he was a bus driver, right? And he said that he normally goes to work very early in the morning. And in his view, he was thinking that the wife was going to run the corner to buy milk or something. He waited 5 o'clock, no one turned up. 5 a.m., 6 a.m., wife don't turn up. 6:30, wife don't turn up. 7 o'clock, wife don't turn up.
Yeah.
So he became very anxious. He started calling the wife family, and nobody said they have not heard anything. So in the end, he reported to the police.
Yeah.
Now, when they did a check, she left the country before even this man started looking for her. She decided to go. Now, the thing is, she left this man with what, 2 children to bring up alone. Now, a friend. And what he said is that it was not easy for him. That is when he realized that bringing up children, you know, as either a male or a female is not easy, but in particular being a male who may not have that experience of doing things, hands-on things at home.
Yeah.
But this man was not doing those things. He was the main breadwinner of the family. So he was going to work while the wife would stay at home. He was saying that it was not easy.
Yeah.
So, but in the end, he did it. But after some years, the wife came back. And the children didn't want to know him. And the family didn't want to know him. This man didn't want anything to do with her. Neither do the children wanted to do anything, know him. But in this case, our audience, what do you think should have been done? You know, why did the wife run away? A lot of people are in a relationship whereby they are now single because they went into that relationship with a good intention to be in that relationship. However, what they didn't realize is that the other party also have a plan B or a plan A, whereby they feel that they don't want to be in that relationship. Now, after they've gone for years, they want to come back, Mr. D. They want to come back. And then they don't want them again because of what? Because you can't go, then coming back, it becomes confusing. The man was saying that he feels that this will confuse the children, you know, after not seeing their mom for all these years, after having a consistent routines and boundaries for them, you know, and obviously he was not pleased for the mother to come and live in the house. So all these things could be one of the causes of separation, you know. Are people going into relationship with good intention? You know, do you go into relationship with good intention? You know, are you someone who is listening to this program who you are not contributing towards your children? Mr. D, either being a female or male. Because in this day and age, in the 21st century, I would say that many people are are living relationship either being a female or male. Some female do live relationship and leave the children with the men, Mr. D.
Yeah.
And yes, I mean, about all these things. People who have experienced it. You've been in this radio program business for long as a mailman, and that that these things happen. So why is it that and then the other issue that we need to talk about is that children may experience anxiety and worry, if they live with a high tension environment, whereby you may be a single parent, you go home and then instead of having consistent routines and boundaries in place, you don't have that. You are very kind of in terms of your parenting, because to make it work, you have to structure the way you do things. You have to have consistency. You have to build communication with your children. There have to be a kind of respect. Being able to talk to your children where they will listen to you and listen to you as a parent, giving them that respect. Where you may have family meetings, to discuss, depending on the children's age, sitting down with them, talking about things, what is going well, what is not going well, how you do it. You may talk about all these things to help you make you work. Are you a mother in the family? Are you a father that are caring for your children? Are you a mother who is caring for your children alone? Or are you in a true marriage relationship, caring for your children? Do you feel that there is a difference between your care of your children and the way your children are to people who children may be of a single parenthood? It's a challenge. It's a big challenge. It's a big challenge. So when we have to look at children from single parent home compared to children from two parent home, Mr. D, is there a difference? And so we,
It's there. Yeah. I mean, I heard somebody. This was a student saying this, that um, some of the teachers are even able to identify children who are living with a single mother or father, and children living with both parents. So this tells you that although the teachers may not even know that the parents have separated, but the actions and inactions of these children make it clear to some of these teachers that, for them to know that this child is living with one parent. So it tells you that there are certain things that they do at school. Are you with me? That portrays them, living with just one parent. Are you with me?
yes.
Yeah. So back to your question, yes, I think some of them are, shall I say, are clear, from their actions and inactions at school.
Well, they were looking at a crime, which is looking at crime committed by children from single parent home compared to children from two parent home. And it suggests that children from um, committing crime at the rate of 59% are from what? From a single parent, from a two parent home, but the single parent home is 74%. So what they're saying is that in terms of children experiencing behavior issues, in the community, crime and social behavior, children from a single parent home are more likely to be engaged in this behavior, or participate in this behavior compared to children from a single parent home. So it's an area that we need to um, look for,
Yeah.
and it's an area that we have to work on it and to find out that what do we do, which we will come to that, to support families who may be in this area, who may be experiencing these difficulties, caring for their children. With the recent event of a knife and gun crime, in the community, whereby antisocial behavior and things like that. All this classified comes in. There is a number of the children who come from single parents, what they are saying is more likely to engage in.
There's one area this might come this might take you back. This it might come from the courses. A good number of parents of single parents, shall I say, may not have the command of the language to to be speaking with the children. You see, because most of these children were born over here, they have the command of the English language, whereby some parents fall short of that. And if you're living with a child and you cannot speak with the language that he understands, it becomes very, very difficult for you to be able to, shall I say, bring up the children, knowing that they go out and they have their own opinion from the world that we live in. So if we do not have a command of the language that they understand, it makes it very, very difficult for us to be able to even communicate with our children.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? We are talking about, you are talking about language, which is culture,
That's right.
and yeah, one family may be moving to another country, but if you look at the statistics and you say to yourself that there's children who come from other countries are more likely to be involved in crime, because of language barrier or not. I don't agree. What I would say is, Mr. D, the important thing is that language is crucial here, obviously, in terms of interacting and communicating with your children.
Before I let you proceed, if a child does something wrong at home, at school, if a child commits a crime at school, or even does a shoplifting, and if the child is brought at home, and you, the parent, do not have the command of the language that he understands, how are you going to communicate? What are you going to tell this child for him to know that, or for him not to commit that same crime again? This is what my problem is.
Hold on. The issue here is that if a parent, for instance, I am Ghanaian, and many of my audience listening, I'm Ghanaian, grew up in Ghana, went to school in Ghana, and what I would say is that coming here now, and my children, obviously, if you teach them your mother tongue, obviously they will speak it. And if you can't speak English, obviously you will not be. You have to communicate with your children at home. So what language are they using at home? Is what you need to do. That concept. You need
well, I tell you what. The fact that we speak our dialect, our own dialect, does not mean that some of us even want their children to speak their own dialect. And I can assure you that.
Yes, I mean it's a choice. It's a parental choice.
Yeah.
That one may decide to choose. And remember, we have many of our audience who may they speak English, and we have also English audience with us. And what I would like to say is that language should not be a source of the crime. What is the source of the crime is your style of parenting. This is why I'm trying to guide in terms of my listening, to say that language is not the cause of one for your child going to commit crime in the community, or your child engaging in antisocial behavior, or your child misbehaving at school, or anywhere in the community, or unruly behavior.
I may beg to differ. I may beg to differ that saying, but all the same, you carry on.
It's your style of parenting. If your style of parenting, in terms of alternative style of parenting, then obviously this could affect the way you bring up your children. Your family values. Why would your child go out and steal? Is the child going out to steal because they're not having enough food at home? Is the child going out to steal because you are demonstrating a behavior at home whereby they learn it? If your child go out in the community and commit, it's you as a parent's responsibility. You can't leave that responsibility to anyone. Either you are a single parent or come from a two-parent home. My issue is that we have to be role models for our children. We shouldn't use language as a barrier to stop us from being able to teach our children from what is wrong from right. So my argument here is that if you are a parent with a good kind of a parenting style, if you lack that, you can go and learn it. There's so many ways that you can learn. The children's centers do parenting classes, and it's free for my audience who are in the UK. They have parenting classes in all children's centers If you contact the local authority, any of the local authorities that you live at, um, to assistance from social services, and they'll be happy to assist you, to guide you to learning. Because many cases, Mr. D, the challenge is when you are dealing with teenagers and young people. Many parents find it difficult in terms of managing their children. So what the research is saying is that um, the survey gives us a strong emphasis on how important the respect of authority for children is. It also shows how children from single parent homes are more likely to commit crime than children from two parent homes. So what they are saying is that if you have a single parent, it doesn't mean, my argument is that if you come from a single parent home, research suggests that your children can be as successful as children who come from a two parent home. However, it depends on your style of parenting. It depends on the people who are around the children. Do you have good role models around the children? Do you have people who will be able to talk up to the children, interact with them in a very positive way? You need that. If you have children, maybe somebody could be somebody coming in and guiding the children to be able to do things that you as a parent may find it as a challenge and not being able to do. Maybe it's due to work, maybe it's due to tiredness, maybe it's due to the number of reasons. So we need to consider all these factors. What we have to, according to survey done by Catherine and Peggy Payne, what they're saying is that single mothers reported that they always worried about money. Are you a single mother and this is one of the people that you worried about money? Because they have to manage their finances well. Their children want as good things as other people, other children from two parents home. They have to feed their children, they have to do things. So obviously there may be some challenges. Not only was money a big issue, but also time and energy. Like I said, how do you have time with your children? Do you spend quality time with them? I mean, what? In our community, you know, uh, Dominic, Mr. D, in our community, one thing I've noticed is that parents don't actually spend. This is my own observation. This is my own observation.
What?
But
Can you repeat that? Parents don't spend what?
yeah, I'm coming to that. In our community that we live, in terms of the Ghanaian community,
Mm-hmm.
what I realized is that many parents don't spend quality time.
You're
that
right.
I've come,
Right. Okay.
that I know.
Okay.
I have, from my own observation
I
and
I,
experience,
I,
that
I, I agree. I agree with you.
don't spend quality time with their children.
Yeah.
I mean, if you are out there listening to this program, either in the States, Shakamuna in America, and those who are here in the UK and other parts, you know what? Try and spend time with your children. Spend quality time with your children. Spending quality time with them, let the children get to know you. And this involves what? Talking to them about their daily way, playing games with them, doing activities with them together. And if you do things like this, you build in a good bond, a good attachment, interaction, and the children will tell you things. So when things are happening outside, they will come and tell you. But if you are a parent who, you are thinking of the work, then going to work and coming home, in our community, you know what I've realized? What I've realized is that, Mr. D, what I've realized is that they will go to work, Friday, people will come home Friday, then they'll go out again, or they may stay in. Saturday, they are out all day. They will come in, going, or they will go to work, they come in, they dress and they're gone. You're not talking to the children. The children haven't seen you. Sunday, they are out again. So this party and funeral, we need to also think of our children. The amount of time you are spending outside, spending what? 7 hours, 8 hours outside, or 9 hours, 10 hours, do you spend that with your child? How many people can proudly say that out of in the week, me and my children did these activities and we did that and we played this game and we did this? Mind you, some parents are doing it, but we need more parents to do it. We want more parents to be engaged in that. We feel that this will help the children to improve in terms of all areas. And if you have parents doing these things, then obviously it will help your children in terms of their participation at school and interaction, achievement, in the community, their behavior, because you are there observing them. If you're not there, somebody has taken over. This is why a lot of children face difficulties in the community because there is nobody guiding them. There is nobody supervising them. and this led to this. So it's important that we look at that. No? Then also, these single mothers are put under pressure from about every aspect of their life. And without a partner there to help raise a family, to pay bills, and to show them love, the single mothers must be AWOL. Some of them feel hopeless. You know, they reach a point, Mr. D, whereby they have this feeling of hopelessness because of all this pressure. You know, it's like they always in a goal. There's no support from anyone. But you know what? There is a solution, and we will get into that. How people may be able to get support. That's why we are doing this program. We're doing the program to help people so that they'll be able to know where to go, how to seek for support to help their family to live independently. You know, another big stress for mothers is the fact that, or for single parents, is the fact that now they have the responsibility of two parents. It's true, you have a responsibility. People living in a two parents home, mind you, Mr. D, does it always work that if you people live in two parents home, that they do things together? It's not always like that. There are people who live in two parents home whereby one may be considered as an absent parent because they're never there. Or neither maybe they contribute towards anything in the home. And if it's like that, then you know the children may also experience difficulties like that. The same thing in a single parent home where they may struggle and experience these difficulties. People in two parents home, children from two parents home may also experience that. You know, one, you know, I have a friend who described how the weekend go very fast for them because they feel that you know they have to do so much things. They have to wash the children clothes, Mr. D. One person have to cook, you know, do the children clothing, do the ironing because maybe of the children's age and understanding, you know, make sure the house with everything is in place. Then you can imagine that caring for a child on alone, and then the absent parent is not even contributing towards helping them. How do they feel? If you are anybody listening and you are not supporting your children, please immediately reconsider your decision and help them. Try and be there for them. Because you know what? The mother or the father that you left the children with is doing it alone and they may be experiencing difficulties caring for them. You know, every support counts. Your support will make a difference. And this is why we are doing a program like this. We feel that it's time that community, we bring the good news to the community in terms of child protection and awareness. That this will help us to you to live happily with your family. That's all we want. We are not asking for them, making this difference for the community. Because we feel that it's time that we support each other in this area of work. And I feel that if you are a father out there who you have left the children be going on alone, when you go to another woman, Mr. T, I met this man and he was telling me that he has fathered so many children and he's still getting opportunity to father them.
Yeah.
You know, so many children, and all these mothers are becoming single parents with no support.
Yeah.
You know, so I said to you, how do
It's
you
it's
feel?
it's a very disturbing issue. You know, that men or some men, you know, do that. Just going about, you know, procreating and do not take care or do not face up to their responsibilities. It's not right.
Yeah,
It's not
I
right.
asked him, how does he feel? He said to me that he feels that he's not, he needs psychological assessment or some form of assessment because he always have an edge and he always, you know, he knows how to talk sweet to people and they give him, you know, and with this giving would lead to a number of things, you know. So the issue is that people are going into relationship and maybe which may not lead um into what do you call it marriage or may not lead into a serious relationship and then they are having children and the people involved are not showing any interest, you know, in terms of caring for the children. And if you are out there, like I said, you listening to this program, you are not caring for the child, please reconsider your decision. And if you are a mother who the father is not paying anything, you know, obviously,
Don't you think that I'm here? I mean, here I'm not sure whether I can say this to defend some of these men who do not have the intention of just going out procreating, but rather some of our women, I start for correction, some of our women may think that yes, they can be able to bring up these children by themselves. So if a man comes in and doesn't show up to his responsibilities as a she can just kick him out just like that because she thinks or she feels that she can face the challenge by herself. I stand for I may be wrong, but I'm sure it's something that can also happen to some of our.
Can you repeat that for our audience?
What I'm saying is, some men may not have the intention that they're just going out just procreating, but rather, some of our women may have the idea that look, they may be able to bring up the children by themselves without the help of the men. So if a man comes in and doesn't pull himself up, they can quickly just kick them out because they think they can.
What I would say, Mr. D, what I would say is that with a good intention, people are vulnerable, and many people have experienced. Like one woman was telling me that she was telling a lie by the other party, and obviously she was lying to go into relationship with this man, and which ended up them having a child. And then when she find out about the lie, then the man ran off.
Yeah.
So the whole thing is that it's difficult for people in terms of that. But my advice to people is that when they go into relationship, you can go for a counseling as well in regards to that. With the other person, how committed are they into going into relationship with you? What is their commitment in that relationship, and what I feel that by going to counseling, you'll be able to end up to know that this person really wants to be in relationship with you or not. There have to be some form of communication and understanding between the two parties. But you cannot guarantee that at some point there may not be difficulties. But how are you willing to go through the mediation to deal with these things? And today, the good news is we have Carol on there who wants to come on, and we also have Larry who wants to come on as well. Carol obviously is a therapist; she wants to come on, and I feel that what I want to say is that most parents from two-parent home, realize the responsibility they have and the stress that they face, So therefore, they get support from what they get support from their spouse or their partner who may support them from time to time. But I've also met people who will tell me that although they have a partner, their partner don't help them to do anything. They do things themselves. They feel that the partner may be considered an absent and they end up doing things. And also, so there may be a single parent who may be experiencing difficulties caring for the children. However, they also, if they have a good support network, through their family or their friendship, or the community that they live in, they'll be able to care for the children in as much in the same way, just like as a two-parent will be able to bring them. Then, not forgetting, we also have single fathers who are also caring for children now. This day and age, we have also single fathers who are caring for children themselves, and many of them have discussed the overwhelming responsibility of being a single father of the children all by themselves, or they cannot no longer play like what they used to do. They can't do certain things because of caring for the children, maybe due to the death of their partner, or an illness which have taken them away, whereby it's like them caring for the children themselves. So it's very, very kind of a complex situation whereby one who may be experiencing difficulties and being a single parent, caring for the children themselves and the impact that will have on them. So, as a community, what do you do to support single parents? I wanted a view on the government policy on, for example, elections coming up. What is the conservative policy on single parenting, or and also the Labour Party single parenting, and then how that may support single parents. Because if you are single parent going to vote, these are some of the things you need to look at. You need to look at, don't just go and vote. You need to look at what these are some of the things you need to look at, and in terms of your voting. Would you, being a single parent, bringing up your children, which government will be able to support you well? in terms of bringing up your 2 or 3 children on your own, you know, is some of the things you need to look at because by then looking at them, then obviously you'll be able to make a wise choice over them, you know, and so that you'll be able to meet your children needs. It's important because that is what we want as a community for you to be able to live independently, you know, and care for your children well. And I believe that the government want that, and all the major parties want that. You know, are you a single parent? Are you bringing up your children yourself? Are you experiencing difficulties? Do you need support? You know, Carol, Mr. D, can you put Carol on the line for me, please?
Okay,
You
I'll
know,
try to hear.
Carol, our audience, is a therapist, you know, children and families therapist. She has experience of doing therapeutic work with children who may be experiencing difficulties. What research says is that a number of children who have engaged in antisocial behavior are from we have a number of children from a single parent home more than children who come from a two-parent home. There are arguments which suggest that children who grew up in a single parent home are more likely to experience difficulties than children who grew up in a two-parent home. However, there are children who also grew up in single parent home who have time well as much as the same way or done better than children from a two-parent home. So the argument is that to me you don't have to be from a two-parent home to be successful or to be able to live in a community successful. However, if you are a parent who lives or bringing up children from a single parent home, then obviously you will need a consistent routine in place for your children. You will need a structure in place for your children. You need to be organized. You need your approach, your your way of doing things. You know, what is your relationship in the community? Is
Hello,
somebody
Carol,
there
how are
who is a
you?
role model for you? Are you a woman who may be
Are you
maybe
ready to
your
come on
boys
air?
are they listening to you or not? Do you have somebody who may be able to assist you and support
Oh,
you?
yeah.
Able,
I will put you through here. Just one second,
you
please.
know, so all these things you have to consider, you know, when bringing up children that way. Because by being able to do that, you are able to then meet the children needs. We want the best for the community, just to make for people to, like I said, to be able to live independently and safely, so that they'll be able to care for their children and maintain their well-being.
Okay, Mr.
Mr. D,
Kula.
are you still there?
Yes, I've managed to get Carol Phillips on the line. Good evening, Carol. If you can hear me, please.
Yes, I can hear you. Good evening.
Good
Carol
evening.
sounds very distant. Is there a way that we can increase the volume for Carol?
Okay, you can't hear Carol. Just one second, please. Carol, can you hear Mr. Kula?
I can just about hear him. Yeah, I can just about hear him.
Right. Okay. Kula, just go ahead and.
Yes, Carol, you know, obviously we're talking about single parenting and you know the impact on children. When parents are considering separation, do they think of their children? Now, my first question to you as a therapist, my audience, Carol is a therapist and very experienced in terms of working with children and families who may experience emotional and behavioral difficulties. Carol, if a child who maybe has experienced emotional difficulties due to a parent being absent, you know, sometimes these children they may want contact with the absent parent. Their other parent may not want them, either being the father or the mother may not want them to see the other party. All these things could affect the children. What work can be done to support these children?
Okay, children that are born into single parent families, or children who lose a parent, or children in a family where parents divorce. I'm not sure what exactly it is
Yes,
you're thinking about.
children who has experienced separation within family, and
Yeah.
normally this may affect their self-esteem, confidence, emotionally disturbed. Some parents don't even know their children go through that. They become withdrawn. What can be done to support such children
Right.
and
Okay.
family?
I think one of the most important things is having an approach that's neutral. And there are agencies that will offer that if you're thinking about a therapeutic intervention. So Relate, for example, will offer therapy for families that are broken up. That includes the child. And they'll work with the parents independently as well if the parents have got difficulties regarding anger and they kind of putting that on the child. But the parent being able to be neutral and kind of not putting down the other parent or, not making the situation tense if the child's going to see the other parent or has spent time with the other parent. This is very important. So there are services that can be accessed, and usually, the theme is that the parent that the child is living with tries to be as neutral and supportive of the relationship with the estranged parent. Yeah.
Right.
So I don't know if you want me to talk a little bit about difficulties that might occur.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it the argument is children who grew up in single parent home are more likely to experience difficulties in the community? Why is it that many research suggests that children who grew up in a single parent home will experience difficulty and more likely to engage in antisocial behavior?
Okay, I don't know the exact statistics for that, but I'm not sure if that is absolutely correct, that it's more likely that it's single parent children from single parent families. But I think it really depends on what the child's seen. So, in some situations when families break up, it could be because of violence, or it could be because of their emotionally abusive parent. And of course, this usually results in antisocial behaviour. I do think that children coming from single parent families that have been parents that have been single for a long time, they may struggle because they haven't had a relationship modelled to them. So therefore, their approach to relationships might need guidance. And if the parent doesn't think about this, or if the parent hasn't got time, or if the parent is kind of emotionally unavailable because they're very busy or something like that, then this can get missed. And it takes a long time for the child to develop useful social skills or social skills that puts them at an advantage. So yeah, relationship building can be tricky for children from single parent families, but it needn't be, it's dealt with and thought about.
Yeah. And also, research suggests that parents, people who are bringing children up in a single parent home are more likely, their children are more likely to become carers, young carers. They're more likely to have a number of responsibilities, and then all this affect them in terms of their presentation, in terms of their participation in the community. And cases like this, the children may experience anxiety and worry, and seeing that their parents are struggling, you know. All these things emotionally affect the children, you know. And with children like that, what can be done to support them, to help assure them and, making sure that they kind of live in the community, with the confidence that, the future is bright. And
I didn't quite hear the last bit that you said.
that the future is bright, that
Okay.
that assurances that things the security is there, because obviously when children know that things are not there, obviously that will unsettle them. They go to bed worried for their mom, worried for their dad, because they living with a father who they don't know, they may not even know how their dad. They see children will see how they are struggling. You know, the parents are
Okay.
experiencing the difficulties they're going through. You know, you can imagine that with a single parent with two children, you know, child may want a burger or something, for instance. You know, but they have the council plus tax to pay. They have phone bills to pay. I mean, a mother was telling me more recently that their benefit is cut, and we do that. Do, you that doesn't know how to manage the children, you know, and she was extremely worried. And cases like that, how do you know, on the children hearing all this communication, and how does it affect them?
Okay, okay. Now, a dysfunctional parent is just a dysfunctional parent, whether they're single or in a relationship.
I think that's
So, if a parent is operating in a dysfunctional way, then the child may be damaged or anxious or, worried or emotionally unstable. So, in some ways, I don't know if you can focus that particularly on a single parent situation. Children do suffer a loss, however. If the child does have one parent or loses a parent for whatever reason, they do suffer a loss, and it is something for the parents to consider. And for the community, in a way, not to kind of stigmatise these children or to lead them to kind of bring themselves up, or not kind of account for that hurt that they might feel inside that they haven't got two parents. So usually a child, if you acknowledge their feelings, their sorrows, their sadness, and you have an understanding of it, you have a decent relationship with them, that should more or less keep them on the straight and narrow. Children will always make mistakes, and in adolescence sometimes children indulge in risky behaviours, but that doesn't mean the end of the world. Sometimes they're kind of processing the trauma, the loss of a parent, not having a parent, something like that. But yeah, I would say a dysfunctional parent is just a dysfunctional parent. It doesn't matter whether single or in a partnership.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Carol. Thank you, Carol. But what my last question is that um, parents who may have experienced, for example, loss can be described in so many different ways, whereby either the mother will pass away or the father will pass away, then the responsibility of caring for the children lies with man. Then we also have a case of where I was discussing earlier, where by a friend who got up in the morning and then he found out that his wife was gone. And I also have a friend who also has experienced that before as well, that his wife just left the family home, left the children with him to care for. Now, in cases like this, these are children who are seeing their mother all the time. This was unplanned, you know. What the impact this will have on the children, and how do we support them in this area?
Okay, so this is another example of dysfunction. That the parent abandons the child.
Yeah.
It sometimes happens in a number of different ways. A parent might just leave the home, or sometimes parents give up their children to social services or give them to a family member to look after and gradually, withdraw from the child's life. So this is another example of a dysfunctional parent. So the child will suffer a loss, and somehow the adults around need to try and make up for that, or need to try and have an understanding and empathy for the child's feelings. And this is what will help the child to process and get over these things. So, this type of child, there's counselling in the community, And usually there's counselling in schools, there's mentorship. It's very important to encourage relationships across the board for these children and probably go the extra mile in making sure they've got adequate relationships with extended family, cousins, just a nice healthy network so they don't feel so isolated or on their own, or that in the future if the stable parent gets ill or dies, what will they do? Will they be on their own? Just develop a healthy network with males and females, adults, peers. Just go the extra mile with that, as well as accessing some counselling and support from schools. Yeah.
Thank you, Carol. What I would like to say is that research suggests that average single parent households in the UK claim twice as much in benefit support as the average two parent household. So, and then in research also suggests that Britain is one of the highest countries of people becoming single parents in Europe. In Europe, research suggests that only Latvia, Estonia, and Ireland have more lone parent households. You know, so looking at it, so when you are in the UK, the likelihood is that, um, or the argument is that the number for single parents is very very high, and is one area that we need to look for in terms of ensuring that, because that's what research is saying, that only Latvia, Estonia, and Ireland have more lone parent households. You know, so that is what research is saying. Um, Children who grew up in single parent home, research suggests that they experience so many difficulties. Parents may struggle bringing them up. The absent parents may not even be contributing to the children. Children who become what get support, to help them to have some stability through the parents, well, having some communication channel, and this channel will be helping the children with maybe their education, having a role model there, like what Carol was saying, supporting them in different ways, and this will help the children to settle and have some stability. But in many cases, these are not there. These are not there. Then consider the children in terms of their interaction. The mother, you know, putting in work, or you can imagine that being a single parent, then also caring for a child with disability alone, and they may have two children with disability, a single parent and caring for the children, or maybe one child with disability caring for the children. Have you considered all this? Are you the absent parent of this? Have you considered how this may affect your children? How your children are participating and interacting and engaging in the community? How do you want to support your family in this way? Please, you are out there and you are not supporting and you are absent parent, please consider having contact with your children, being a role model for them may change the children, may help. This support may make things different. You may make a very big difference for the children in terms of their educational need, in terms of their emotional need, in terms of their financial need, their psychological needs, and in more recent times, the child sexual exploitation, the internet and all that, maybe the mother may be overwhelmed with so many demands in the home, and this may make it so difficult for them in terms of managing the children. So therefore, your support will make a big difference. But my argument is that, a children who may grow up with a two-parent home may do just as children who are also in a single-parent home. Those are the single-parent home, if they have the necessary support in place, may be doing just as well as children who may be living in a two-parent home. Now, what research is saying is that the number of Mr. D.
Yes, sir.
The number of people unmarried mothers in the US, is increasing and increasing. What they are saying is that people are becoming more single parents around the world.
Right.
you know,
Mm-hmm.
and is now a thing that is going on and on and on and on and on. And then we need to find a way as a community, to support families to stay together.
Yeah.
You know, it's a government strategy, to help people to be and what do you think, what ways, what can be done to support families, Carol or Mr. D, what can be done to support families to stay together, or rather than this separation which is affecting the children. You can imagine a child saying that, oh, I don't know, I don't want to, I love my mom and I love my dad and I want them to be together, but they don't want to be together.
I
You
would,
can
I, I
imagine the
would, I
child.
would, I would tell you a story here.
Yes.
Children went back to school after the holidays, and they were asked to tell what they did during the holidays.
Mm-hmm.
And about say 90% of the students did say that they went to visit their fathers. About 90% of them said they went to visit their fathers. So one of the child came home and then told his dad to move out of the house.
Uh-huh.
And then the father said, "Why?" Because then he said, "Because I want you to move out so that during the vacation, when we go back after vacation, I can tell my teacher that I also went to visit you." So what I'm trying to say what I'm trying to say here is now children are more, and they are more getting used to the I may be wrong, but I can see that children are getting more used to the fact that most of their peers are living in single parenthood.
Mm-hmm.
So they are becoming more acclimatized to the let me pick up this call for hold on. Just 1 second, let me make the call. Hello, who's on the line, sir?
It's Larry.
Okay, yeah, Larry, please stay on the line and I will put you through. Yeah, so as I was saying, children are becoming more up to themselves. That it's becoming like a norm for them to be living in. It's not something good, but what I'm trying to say is they're becoming aware of themselves that single parenthood, living with single parenthood is becoming like a norm to them. So that's why I cited this example here that because he is living with his parents, both mom and dad, he thought it was something bad because other students all went to visit their fathers, but it was only him who didn't have anything to say. So he came home telling his father to move out so that he can come and visit him. So this is it. This is it. Okay, Carol, would you like to make a comment on this, please?
Right. Am I commenting on whether children have got used to it or children that want to get
No, getting well. I mean, you may come on that if there's anything to add on to that, or you may also touch on what Mr. Kula said.
Um, um, I think we are running out of time.
Oh,
And okay, go on, Carol. Go on, Carol.
oh,
Mr. D,
Yes, sir.
let's hear from Marine, who has called now.
oh.
Okay,
Who is this?
okay. Since you are giving my personal numbers to
Oh,
people,
no. Don't talk about that here. We'll talk about it later.
please give the studio line.
Okay.
Okay, let Carol finish
Test
and
super high. Test super high for me.
okay, I will do that. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Okay,
Yes,
What I would
yes.
say is that married couples, is still the most common family type. However, their number is declining as more relationships break down and fewer couples choose to wed.
yeah,
Over the past decade, the number of married couples has fell, while the number of cohabiting couples has risen, you know. So the number of lone parents with children has risen steadily but significantly, you know. So people are not getting into relationship in terms of marriage. People may have children by different means, but they don't really want to be in relationship. And the number of people who are wedding although we do see weddings, but it's not increasing, it's rather going down, and it's an area that we all need to support and work around it. And what I would like to say is that, Larry, are you there?
Yes.
Is
Hello.
Larry
Yeah,
there?
I'm here.
Larry is there, yeah. And Carol is there too.
Yeah, Larry, can you
Yes.
give us your view about single parenting and how this is a number of children are growing up in single parenting parents home, and the difficulties they experience and what support can be put for them?
Okay. Um. Okay. Yeah. This subject is a very complicated and a bit difficult subject to deal with because there is different opinions about the effect of single parenthood on children. But on on well, I'm not sure if I probably am answering the right question. What I can understand is the question is what are the effects? What is the effect? Or is it what is the process of the single parenthood? I'm not sure if I got the question correct.
I mean, deal with the
Yeah,
effect.
Larry, I mean, just give your view about children who grew up in single parent home, two
Okay,
children who grew up in two parent home, married family home, and your own view about that.
okay. With my own view is ideally, statistics and research shows that when there is two parents uh, for a child in a child's upbringing, it creates a bit more of a balance for the child, which if the two parents are together, because of course the female, the mother, has a different perspective of how the way the feminine, the female aspect of how she connects with the child and how she, you know, uh, enter the child. And the male perspective, which is father, also has a different aspect, which is the masculine side of it. And in an ideal situation, every child would like to have both both aspects of the parents. In case that give the child, and also the child feel it brings kind of a sort of confidence for the child to know that both parents are around because according to children's psychology, for a child's idea of what we might even call like a god to the child is a parent. So it strengthens the child's confidence. But at the same time, it, 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 um, we cannot say that it's not a generalized. We cannot generalize the situation because there are situations and researches that have also put situations where a child grows up with a one parent and they are able to grow and have a total balance in their life and do very, very well. But um, what happens in most cases is to do with the person, I mean the parent's ability to be able to, the mother's ability to be able to play that role of being a single parent very effectively. So it differs. It's a different situation result based on different people. But in general, um, when there's just a single parent, because obviously there's more like burden, it's a bit more of a burden for one parent to be able to meet all the needs, especially if the mother has to do, work and make time to see the child like homework, all these things. It becomes too much of work, and especially if it's not one child, So that can have effect on, like the child confidence in certain things, about the child in herself or himself, and other things. But it's not a generalized situation. Every individual case will have to be looked into the total situation because it's not like this is the outcome in all situations. But ideally, children will be better than one. That's my point of view. It doesn't mean that 100%, has to be absolutely wrong. But for my research, that's the result that we've come up with.
Yeah, thank you, Larry. Thank you, Larry, for your support. We're trying to get Marlene, who is on the line, who wants to come on. However, the lines, and we're experiencing some difficulties. So the argument is that children who grew up in a single parent home and children who grew up in a two parents home to do as well in the community. It depends on the style of parenting, and it also depends on the support that is in place for the children and also for the family. However, the simple fact is that being a single parent is a very difficult task, whether it is a single father or a single mother. A family consists of a father and a mother with their children, not just one parent. Single parent homes create a lot of stress and worries on the parent as well as the children, and the stress and worries are not needed by either after all. So what we are saying is that these are what the research is saying. This is all research information that we are using here. But my argument is that children who grow up in a single parent home can do as well as children who grow up in there. The figures that are out highlight the continued decline in popularity of marriage, despite claim that it provides the most stable background for children. An attempt to promote it by David Cameron during his time, and also the Conservative Party, in terms of promoting marriage. However, marriage is still, there is a number of single parent trend increasing, and we need to the community need to be aware of that.
Okay, Mr. Kula, there's someone on the line now. Let me see if I can pick him up. Hello, can you hear me on Africanna Radio? Hello, can you hear me on Africanna Radio?
Oh, hello.
Hello, who's speaking, please?
Sorry?
Hello, what's your name and where are you calling from, please?
I'm sorry, this is Carol.
Oh, this is Carol. Right.
Sorry about.
That's okay. You've come on this. You've come on this Skype. Someone has just called on this Skype now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Carol, you hold on, please. Hello, can you hear me? Hello? Hello. The person's number ends with 9942. 9942. Hello. Okay, Mr. Kula, go carry on. You want Carol to come on? Kula.
Yeah, obviously she will give a final analysis. Marlene wants to come on, but she's having difficulty.
Is Marlene there?
The line.
No, I've taken her call here, but she's not. She can hear me. Marlene, can you hear me, please? Hello, Marlene, can you hear me? Marlene, can you hear me? She's finding it very difficult to get through to us. Okay, right. She can hear us for some reason. I have picked up her call, but she can't hear us. Okay, Mr. Kula, go ahead.
Yes. So what we are saying is that it's important that if you are a single parent, your support network is important. Having role models for your children, having consistent routines for your children, being available there. Make time. Try and make time spend quality time with your children. Do activities with them. This will all bring what family and social relationship. And having a family meeting, depending on your children's age, will also help in terms of having an understanding of what is going on at home. What needs to be done. Working from the children's strength, it's important as well. This will help. I mean, um, it's important that coming from your work, if you feel that the demand of it in terms of your children, then please you need to sit down and reflect on what will make it work, so that you'll be able to live together and happily as a family. This is my own analysis in terms of being a single parent. My view is that it's important as for parents, when you are considering to separate, that you also look at the needs of your children. You need to think of it. Don't just leave relationship because you have to live in the demands and the care for the children for one person to care for while you are doing your own thing. Obviously, children may become being in a single parent home for various reasons, of one another. This could be a reason of
Okay, Mr.
parents
Kula,
passing
one
away.
second. Let me see if I can pick up Marlene. Marlene, can you hear me, please?
Yes, I can.
Okay, Mr. Kula, can you hear Marlene?
Yes, I can hear Marlene.
you.
Okay. So Marlene is on the line now. Mr. Kula, go ahead.
Marlene, what is your
Hello.
own experience as a single parent? As a single parent,
Well,
what is your own experience? And do you feel that being a single parent is different to children who grew up in a two-parent home?
Well, I used to think so, but it seems this society, this generation of children, it's like they don't care. They've got this different generation. It doesn't matter. It doesn't even matter if dad's at home, because I know things that have happened where children have misbehaved and done things, and the dad's at home and mummy's at home. They've got two parents giving them all the love, giving them anything they want, clothes, to everything they want. And then they get to the age of, say, 14, 15, 16, and it's a different story. It's like they're under mind control. Yeah? But being a single parent is very hard, because you try your best, but you haven't got the strength, the energy. I've got two boys, 17 and coming up to 16, and it's hard work. And the dad will not help me.
And
Yeah, he won't help me to discipline them. Yeah, he's trying to be the nice guy now. My children they didn't have a dad. They had a sperm donor who they saw from time to time. He wouldn't give me money to maintain them. He wouldn't do this. He said that I'm okay. Yeah, because we go on holiday every year, we do this, my children dress the best. But what I've done is at 8 years old, my firstborn, I enrolled into an academy that was only for black boys. And they've done all kind of things there, and they went and done Stanley Morgan, they went and done so many things to show them that black men and women are successful. Yeah? But I've done all that, and my boys left that all behind. They threw it all away. Yeah? My children have become this generation that they are, and I never brought them up like that. And that's what the sad thing is. I brought them up with respect, manners, yeah, all the, and they've not got it no more.
I mean, I can understand, being a mother and children of 16, 17. To them, they are no more children. As when they were say 10, going, or 10 going down, 16, 17.
Yeah.
They feel they are young men, and being a mother, more or less they become the fathers in the house, and if I may say so, they become the men in the house. They are in full control.
Yeah.
And hearing or listening to a feminine voice, it doesn't really do it's nothing to them. So
Nothing
at all. I mean, I happened to be in the midst of about a 17, 18-year-old boy. In fact, this boy was virtually bullying his own mother. He was and
That's what
I happened to be there, and I jumped in by saying, look, listen, you don't talk to your mother like that. Excuse me, you don't talk to your mother like that. That's very bad, thing for you to do. You see, when this boy heard my voice telling him that he shouldn't be, speaking to his mother like that, the boy changed all of a sudden, and it started.
If they haven't got respect, if they haven't got respect for themselves,
Yeah.
then they haven't got respect for their home, their mum, their
Yes.
dad.
Yes.
It's just a different generation.
So yeah, I can really understand where you're coming from. It's not an easy thing being a mother. Yeah. Yeah.
It's very, very hard
Very
and
hard.
a lot of energy.
Yeah.
And because the dad wasn't there, all he wants to do now is be their friend, be the nice guy.
Yeah.
So when the discipline
Before
comes
I
through,
come in,
there's no discipline.
Yeah.
No discipline
Before I
at all.
come in,
Yeah? And it's so sad.
before I come
So,
in,
so sad.
It is. Yeah.
I pray every day that they're gonna come back. This is gonna be their little, their little adventure, and then they come back to how I brought them up.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But it's very, very hard.
When they grow, when they get to at the age of 22, 23, they start changing as well. That's where the whole world is right in front of them, and they realize that, well, they need to go back to their mom and seek advice and things like that. So let's hope for the
But
best.
but you've also got to remember that Babylon set it this way.
Absolutely right. That's true.
They
Yeah.
set it this way for our black boys to not succeed and the black women to not succeed. They don't want us. This is all Babylon's strategy.
Yeah.
And I grew up my boys by telling them about Babylon.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what they're going to expect of a black boy. Half of you are killing off that generation, or they're inside prison. Yeah. So the education, like my 16-year-old is going through his GCSE now, and I say to him, every GCSE is £1,000, £1,000 worth of it. Yeah, every GCE you get, you will be able to get a decent job.
What is he
If
saying?
it's not in this
Hold
country, you
on,
can
Marlene, what are you saying? I can't hear what you said.
say that again.
Mr. D, what did Marlene say? Every what?
Every GC that you get is what she's trying to say is, I mean, education is your life. Am I?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
education.
Okay.
But this generation, they don't care about that. They care about being with their man friends. I can't believe how these youths are. It's like, I don't understand how they don't want better for their life.
Yeah.
Did you watch the documentary last week about gang life?
Thank you,
They're not
Marlene.
living.
Thank you for your contribution. Thank you very much. Larry, what is your view about what Marlene is saying? Because we're running out of time.
Repeat the question. Repeat the
What is your view? What is your view on what Marlene said?
Yes.
Because we're running out of time.
Oh, okay. Yes, I do.
Hurry up!
Go ahead.
Okay, Carol, Larry, as you think of what he's saying, Carol, what is your own view about what Marlene is saying, Carol?
Well, you see there again that the father is teaching.
Yeah.
The father, this is an example of the parents that just not focusing. So the father is helping, the father is there as a role model. It will not only cause stops, it will cause an example of anti-social behaviour, inappropriate behaviour.
I think there's too much. I think there's too much noise behind Carol's background. Yeah, go ahead, please.
Hello.
Yeah, go ahead. We listen to you. Go ahead.
Yeah. So you see here yeah, it will have a negative effect on the child, and the child will act that out. So I think the child usually acts it out during their adolescence, and I think
Carol, hold on. There's too much noise going on at the background of. I'm not sure whether it's Carol. Oh, well, sorry. What is Marlene?
Oh, Marlene.
Yeah, there's too much noise at your background. Please, try to control it. Okay, yeah, go ahead, please.
Right, yeah. So the children usually act these things out during the teenage years, hoping for some containment, and then, as you said before, hopefully, it kind of dies off as they get older, but sometimes it does and sometimes it doesn't. So this can be a difficulty in a single parent family, but really it's about the parent and the parent functioning, because a separated couple can function very well, but if one chooses not to function, not to be present, then this causes a problem.
Yeah. Right. Okay, Mr. Kula.
Thank you. Yes, Larry, do you have anything to say as well?
All I can say is,
Larry, are you
I
there?
do,
Yeah, go ahead.
yes, I do agree what the two ladies have just said. But if the truth of the matter is, it's always going to be more challenging and more difficult for a single parent to be able to have the same effect that two couples, mother and father, as if they mobilize themselves together, they say that they can have on the child. So whichever way is always going to be more difficult for a single parent. So we just have to find a way. Even if we're not going to be together, we should find a way that once there's a child, we should find a way that we can work together. Even if we don't get on, even if we don't agree as mothers, as parents, when it comes to the child, we should just put our own personal issues aside and put the child first. And realize, also remember that it's our responsibility. We brought the child into the world, into this world. And it's our responsibility to put our own personal, emotional problems aside and put the child first.
Right. Okay. Since we are running out of time, Mr. Kula, can you try to summarize your point here, please?
Yeah, in terms of my own position is, this is a very interesting topic, and we decided to do this topic because we feel that it's an area of, that is affecting our community. The number of single parents keep on growing and growing. Children experiencing difficulties in the community due to coming from single parent. Not all children, I would say. However, research suggests that children who grew up in a single parent home are more likely to experience difficulty. However, my own research suggests that when there is support in place, these children may do just as well as children who grew up in a two-parent home. So the argument is that if you are a single parent listening to this program, who you feel that you are experiencing difficulties, then there is a need to look at in terms of things, areas that you need to reflect on. One area is that what is the support network? What is your support network like? Who is able to support you to be able to care for your children? Do you have a family member who maybe act as a role model? There are a number of organizations, like Carol was saying, that could support you in terms of role model. They will be able to do work maybe once a week or twice a week, seeing your children, talking to your children for you, doing activities with them, guiding them. Hope work become an issue, particularly in secondary school age for many parents. And children, if they don't get right support in place, they may drift, and that may become more experience difficulties. So, although research suggests that children who grow up with a single parent are more likely to be involved in crime, the rate is high for children who are living in single parent home to children who are in two parent home. But with the right support, like I said, you'll be able to do that. So look at your support network. Look at your family and social relationship. Who is able in the community that can help you and help you to live independently? Do not let that drive away. Next week, we'll be talking about step children who are in step family, do they get treated differently with children who are not step children? Do you feel that your children, if you treated differently by their stepfathers or their stepmothers? This is an interesting area of work which we feel that will benefit the community in terms of an awareness and all of us learning from it. So what I would say is that, Marlene, you want to say anything before we go? Are you there, Marlene? Okay.
No, Marlene is gone.
Okay, to all our listeners, thank you very much. Thank you for being with us. Thank you, Mr. D, for today, your time and patience for us. We have run out of time. You've been with us thick and through. And also, to all our single parents, what I would like to say is that, your children can be as successful as children who live in a two-parent home. You just need support. Just make sure that you have the necessary support in place. And if you are experiencing difficulties, you can contact us and we will be able to channel you through the right agency that may be able to support you and guide you through either a role model company or any areas, either through your benefits or anything. However, also in terms of the elections coming up, this is the time as a single parent, you need to sit down and say to yourself, which party do I go for? Which party will support me best in terms of policy? I was trying to negotiate with all the major political parties in terms of getting them here, but there was time, it was such a short notice, and we will revisit this program again so that we'll be able to get them here, so that everyone will give their views about how they may be able to support single parents. So try and look for their policies before you vote. It's important.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you, Carol. Thank you, Larry.
Monday from 8.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Carol. Thank you, Larry.
Thank you so much, Mr. Kula, for this beautiful program. Thank you so much. It's a very nice program you brought to us.
Good week, and we see you next week.
That's right. The same to you.
See you next week.
Have a wonderful time. Yeah, thank you.
Can we have a nice Zumba, Mr.
I'm afraid I don't think I can satisfy you at this point here. So I need to put something on next time. Nice. Next time I'll get something for you. I need to run for something else. Thank you so much for the program. Thank you so much. Thank you for our listeners for tuning to Africanna Radio, your online radio portal. Thank you.
We talk about single parenting. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Good night. This is Africanna Radio, your online radio portal. Thanks, Mr. Kula, for the program. This program comes to you each and every Monday evening between the hours of 9. Between the hours of 8 and 10. He has taken my time. That's why I'm a bit shaking here. Thank you so much. And as I said, that we will bring you this program every Monday evening between the hours of 8 and 10. This is Africanna Radio, your online radio portal. My name is Mr. D, and we have just drawn the curtains down on the program. Social issue program. The topic that we treated today was single parenting. Thank you so much.